Welcome to another episode of The Wave. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. It's The Wave, the weekly news and chat show from the world-famous Bottom of the Stream podcast. Welcome back. More news, more chat. Coming right at you.
More waves. That's what we do here on The Wave. How are you, Nick?
I like to be in the sea right now.
Oh, and me. It's a bit warm, isn't it?
but I do like the heat.
My new turf doesn't like the heat.
Oh, it's gardening chat straight away.
Looking very brown.
That's part of the process.
It's shrunk as well.
Keep watering it.
Yeah, I just keep watering it every day, see what happens. It'll be fine. How are you, Nick?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be back. Got some interesting news stories.
Good. That's what we like.
And yeah, we'll be back on Thursday also to talk about another movie.
We will. A German movie.
Yeah.
We'll come to that at the end.
Sure will.
What did we watch last week?
Last week we watched Sweet Girl.
Sweet Girl with Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Any lingering thoughts on that?
I think
we covered it pretty well.
I think we were really fair to Sweet Girl.
I think we were. I think we
had a good.
We
both had a good time.
Yeah, I think we liked it maybe more than a few other people.
But acknowledging it was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's
absolutely
mental.
Stupid movie.
It's absolutely mental, but it was fun time. You just got to be on board with it and go along with it, and you'll enjoy it.
But yeah, at least it tried to bust out of that action.
Tried to do something a bit different,
I suppose.
Yeah,
and look, that might not have entirely worked, but good on it.
Good on it for trying. Had the balls to try.
Have you been up to anything exciting this week?
No.
Okay. Well,
have you?
Also, no, I don't think. Nothing is
too hot, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I just get home and just lie. Just lie on various different things. It's like lie in the garden for a bit, lie on the sofa for a bit, and go to bed. That's my life currently.
Yeah, and try not to sweat too much.
Yeah. I've given up on that now. I just embrace the sweat. Just embrace the sweat.
Just slowly gather a pool of liquid underneath your...
I'm not going to moan about the weather. I love it like this. I love it when the summer just makes the whole world a little bit happier, I think.
Yeah, everything's very green at the minute, so...
Apart from my turf.
Yeah. Apart from the bit you want to be green.
Yeah, apart from the bit that I want to be.
That's fine. Cool. Yeah, good. I'm glad you're happy.
I'm always happy.
You're happy, I'm happy.
You know me. Shall we do some Netflix news?
Let's get straight into it. And let's start with a very strong rumour that Netflix is about to close a deal for its first live sporting event to be broadcast.
Okay, we're going live, are we?
Something we've been talking about the possibility of for quite some time, given that that's definitely a route that Amazon have gone down.
Yeah.
Have Apple got a bit of sport?
Yeah, I think they have. Do they have the MLS?
Yeah, I believe so. And Netflix have, again, yeah, we've seen interviews with various vice presidents at Netflix saying it's an arena they would potentially be looking at.
Cool.
And I don't think if you'd have tried to predict what this first live sporting event that Netflix is looking to broadcast is, I think you'd have done very well to guess it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because it's golf, Jim, but not as we know it.
So we're doing golf.
But not played by golfers.
Okay.
Because Netflix are in talks to broadcast I think they're called Pro-Ams in golf.
I think so.
Basically, it is going to be F1 drivers playing in a golf tournament.
Of course it is.
So it's a celebrity golf tournament.
But only F1 drivers.
With some golf professionals.
Okay.
Which will take place later this year from Las Vegas.
Nice.
Golf hotbed.
I'd like to see this. If this is a success, can we do it the other way around?
Oh, definitely.
Golfers driving F1 cars?
Yeah. Put Phil Mickelson in a Ferrari and see what happens.
Why not?
And think of the absolute possibilities of mixing other sports.
Yeah.
NFL players on ice.
Definitely. Swimming footballers.
Fantastic. I mean,
diving sumo wrestlers.
100%. I mean, you can see why someone at Netflix has kind of gone, well, we do Drive to Survive, and everyone loves that, don't they? That F1 documentary, and we've got this golf documentary series, Full Swing.
Should also be called Drive to Survive.
So we've already got contracts. There's probably something in the small print saying you've got to help Netflix with other stuff. Why don't we just get them together? We'll take them out on a piss, and then in the day they can play golf.
Yeah. Well, they'll probably sit and play golf together anyway.
Yeah, probably.
So we're just filming something that already happens. That's interesting. I like that idea.
So look out for that later this year.
Much more sports amalgamations. Let's do it.
Yeah, because what's the point getting involved in like a bidding war for Premier League or NFL matches? Just go niche.
Yeah.
Like Fireball. Just bring Fireball
to life. Well for that. Let's do that.
So yeah, F1 players playing golf. It's coming to Netflix. Live. We know Netflix's track record with live
it hasn't gone well so
mixed.
far, has it? So
it worked okay for Chris Rock, not so much for Love Is Blind.
Yeah. So. I guess at least nothing really happens in golf, so if you're a bit delayed getting the live stream up, it doesn't really matter.
I guess so.
Nothing's going to happen.
The golf coverage is very... And you have to be quite clever with it anyway, because obviously you have multiple people playing at the same time.
People
so when
start at different times.
It's live,
it's
not necessarily actually live because they're bouncing around the course, aren't they?
Yeah.
And people take shots.
They call it as live, don't they?
Yeah.
Broadcast as if it was live.
Yeah. An update then, moving away from sport, on something I remember us talking about months and months ago, which was upon Netflix acquiring the rights to the Roald Dahl estate.
Yes.
And several adaptations that are coming out from of his works, and one of those that was announced way back then was Wes Anderson taking on The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Yeah, I remember talking about this.
A short story from Roald Dahl back in 1977. Well, Anderson has been talking this week with IndieWire a bit more about that movie. I say movie in inverted commas.
Okay.
Because it's going to be 37 minutes long.
So not a movie. A short.
Yeah.
Okay.
This, just as a reminder, will star Benedict Cumberbatch, Ralph Fiennes, Dev Patel, and Ben Kingsley.
Is it animated?
I do not know, to be honest. It's Anderson's first Netflix original. And he told IndieWire, he gave Netflix a bit of shade, saying that he was collaborating with them out of necessity more than personal preference.
Oh, okay.
He said, in my case, it's a bit of a weird thing partnering with Netflix. I knew Roald Dahl since before we made Fantastic Mr. Fox. I met Lindsay Dahl, his widow, 20 years ago when we were shooting The Royal Tenenbaums. For years I've wanted to do Henry Sugar, and they set this story aside for me because I was friends of the family. So I had this waiting for me. I couldn't figure out the approach for ages, and suddenly I did. It doesn't have to be a feature film. It can just be 37 minutes long. And Netflix will fine with that, basically.
Okay, fair enough.
So, yeah, that's what we're getting.
To be fair, all we do on this show is moan about films that are too long. So we can't moan when somebody says we haven't doing 37 minutes.
Anderson later said, there's nowhere else I could do this movie because they now own the rights.
Yeah, that's the problem. If he wants to do it, he's got to do it for Netflix.
But justifying it by saying, because it's turned out as a 37-minute movie, it's the perfect place to do it because it's not really a movie.
Yeah.
That's some shade. He's saying any movie on any Netflix movie is not really a movie. He said, I see it more like a play of the week type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a movie coming out soon, hasn't he?
He has, and I saw the trailer last week for. It's like the space movie, isn't
Asteroid City.
Asteroid City. It looks like the most Wes Anderson thing.
I'm going to the cinema on Tuesday for a secret screening.
Yeah, you're hoping that's what it is.
I'm not hoping. I'm thinking. I believe
Pretty
that's
sure
what it's going to be. Yeah. Well,
there's
nothing else coming.
Okay.
I feel like that's what it's going to be. So I will report back next week and let you know if it was.
Yeah, Anderson finishes off the interview by saying, "Yeah, I'm very happy Asteroid City is going into cinemas. That's the way I want my movies to be shown."
To be fair, with somebody who's a stylistic director like Wes Anderson, they should really be put in a cinema. They're built for that sort of thing. His style leans to it perfectly, doesn't it?
A bit more on Henry Sugar. So the original collection was the original book was a collection of 7 short stories. Benedict Cumberbatch is playing Henry Sugar himself. The story poses the question: if you could see with your eyes closed, what would you use your power for? good or personal gain.
Is that much of a power?
I don't know. Henry Sugar will arrive on Netflix in the autumn.
Cool. We'll look forward to it.
It won't take you long to watch it.
It won't. Definitely won't. Less than an hour.
Would you like to visit a Netflixtaurant?
A Netflixteraunt?
Because
like a Netflix-themed restaurant?
Exactly that.
Okay,
Because Netflix has announced that maybe this is the next step from those sort of interactive experiences, you know, where in major cities around the world we've had like the Stranger Things experience and the Bridgerton experience.
There was a money heist one, wasn't there?
There was. Which are kind of a mix between walkthroughs and escape room type things. Well, Netflix have announced that they are opening a pop-up restaurant called Netflix Bites.
Okay.
And at said restaurant, chefs from various Netflix cooking series will be working there. And creating food there. So people from Chef's Table, Nailed It. Isn't that the one where everything's terrible?
Yeah.
And Iron Chef, Quest for an Iron Legend. You'll be able to taste food from Curtis Stone, Dominique Crenn, Ming Tsai, Andrew Zimmern, Rodney Scott, Ann Kim, Jacques Torres. Also, Nadia Hussein, who was, I believe, won the Bake Off in this country.
She had a Netflix cooking show there, didn't she?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
The restaurant opens on the 30th of June and will be open from 5 to 10 p.m. And it will also open for brunch at the weekend. This is in Los Angeles, I believe.
Okay.
So you can go and make your reservations at netflixbites.com.
Excellent.
Yeah,
okay.
The Short Stories Hotel in Los Angeles. You can go and have some Netflix bites.
Shall we go over?
Yeah, why not? I was kind of hoping that there'd be someone there from the barbecue showdown.
Yeah, I would go then. I'd be much more tempted to go then.
But alas, not that it's been announced.
Cool, that's a good idea though. Like you said,
they definitely should have called it the Netflixteraunt though.
Yeah, they should. Stupid.
Definitely a
like you say, it's another evolution of these like live experiences, isn't it? How do you make a cooking show live? You open a restaurant.
Yeah, I guess so. And there's that many cooking shows on Netflix.
Yeah, there is.
It's not a stretch, is it?
No. Next story.
Netflix as a force for good, anyone?
Okay.
Well,
Unusual.
In Taiwan,
yeah,
Netflix has been praised as the jumping off point, essentially for a series of sexual harassment allegations that have led to the resignation of 4 political party members in Taiwan.
Right.
And essentially this seems to have been inspired, if you like, following the release of a drama series, Wave Makers, on Netflix in Taiwan, because it has a scene in there in which a senior party member promises to seek justice for a junior staffer who has been sexually assaulted by a colleague. This has become like the clarion call for all these allegations which have since come out.
Just because that scene's happened in the show, everybody's gone, well, that happened to me.
Yeah, basically.
Wow. That's fascinating.
In the show, there's even some lines from the show have been sort of quoted in the media and in these sort of evidence given against some of these people here. Like the article says that quotes such as, "Let's not just let this go. Okay, we can't let things go easily, otherwise you will slowly wither away and die." Shortly after the drama's release, a former staffer from the Democratic Progressive Party in Taiwan shared the quote and described how she had been sexually harassed at a work event. She was advised to bury her claim when she tried to put it up the ladder. But no, she persisted, and it's led to a floodgates of allegations opening against other members of the ruling party, which has led to 4 resignations.
Crazy.
To date.
That's crazy. So there's like a Taiwanese Me Too movement coming up.
Basically, yeah. Helped by Netflix, by the looks of things.
Yeah, triggered by Netflix, of all things. Fascinating. I've never heard of that show. I don't know if it's like a thing over here or not.
I am not familiar with it either. But
cool. Good for Netflix.
Whatever helps people get justice.
Nice to read a positive Netflix news story, isn't it?
Yeah. They might not all be positive Netflix news stories.
No, I don't imagine they will be.
But let's talk a bit more about Chicken Run 2. Because
also, definitely, let's do that.
This week, Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget, has had its first teaser trailer and confirmation that Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget will release on December the 15th.
Perfect timing.
It's a Christmas doubleheader with Rebel Moon. I'm just waiting for your reaction.
We're not mentioning Rebel Moon this week. Okay. We did enough of that last week.
December the 15th.
Cool.
Chicken Run 2 on Netflix. There is a synopsis been released as well.
Is that it?
Having pulled off a death-defying escape from Tweeder's farm, Ginger has finally found her dream, a peaceful island sanctuary for the whole flock, far from the dangers of the human world. When she and Rocky hatch a little girl called Molly, Ginger's happy ending seems complete, but back on the mainland, the whole of chicken kind faces a new and terrible threat. For Ginger and her team, even if it means putting their own hard-won freedom at risk. This time, they're breaking in.
They're breaking in. Going on a rescue mission.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. They're just fun, aren't they? It'll be fun.
I think it's perfect release time.
Yeah, you've got to do it at Christmas if you're making that sort of film.
I think that'll do pretty big numbers for Netflix.
Big numbers. It's a good coup to get as well.
Which will do more? Which do you think does better, Rebel Moon or Chicken Run 2?
I really hope Chicken Run 2.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
I hope it obliterates Rebel Moon.
Yeah, same.
All 4 versions.
Yeah, it depends if they, like you said last week, put them all into one big pot. Nah, fuck it. Let's get on the Chicken Run 2 bandwagon.
Yeah, we're behind that.
What were those people doing the other week where they're just playing stuff over and over and over and over again? I'm going to do that.
Vote for chickens.
Run. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Next story.
Guillermo del Toro has been talking, and basically he has said he wants to transition to only making animated movies.
Okay. Well, that's
so much did he love working on Pinocchio.
That's all he wants to do.
With Netflix. Yeah.
Awesome.
He told an audience at the Annecy Film Festival that there are a couple more live action movies I want to do, but after that, I only want to do animation. That's my plan.
I suppose when you've got a mind like Del Toro's got, everything is on the table in animation. You've got there's nothing holding you back, is there? You can do whatever you want with animation.
Indeed, yeah. My only caveat would be, given that Del Toro isn't the fastest filmmaker, him saying he wants to make 2 more live action movies could be another 20 years.
Could be. Plus, then it takes ages to make an animated movie.
Well, yeah, you could do them at the same time, I guess, with the right team. But also, interestingly, Del Toro went on to tell the festival that one of the reasons he wants to do that because he believes there's so much potential in animation that's untapped. Essentially saying that one of his ambitions is to make an adult fantasy drama with stop motion and still be able to move people emotionally.
I would say maybe achieve that in Pinocchio. I don't know if that's not a kid's film.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but I don't think that's how it was marketed. I know probably that's different. Not.
I would call that an adult fantasy drama in stop motion, which moved people emotionally. If I was describing Pinocchio,
yeah,
but maybe
I think he's more talking about having an adult rated stop motion
porn.
Why do you?
You said adult rated, and that's just where my mind went.
Yeah, fine.
Excellent.
Okay. So, a bit of news on AI as relates to
the film or
movies.
Okay.
Well, no, just AI, the
thought we were
intelligence.
going to talk Haley Joel Osment again.
And again, we've talked previously about like bringing back dead people through AI, and you know, films being written by AI.
Well, Paul McCartney's done it with John Lennon, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
He's done a song with John Lennon's voice in.
AI has brought back the Beatles. Yeah.
One final song.
Well, there's news this week that the British Board of Film Classification is turning to artificial intelligence to help them rate movies.
Okay.
To reduce the cost. Indeed. It's going to put the people out of jobs.
Wow.
They've signed up to a partnership with Amazon's cloud computing division to teach an AI model to identify and tag content issues in movies such as bad language, dangerous behaviour, sex and violence to save them time when classifying a film or other video content.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
I suppose it must be quite a tedious job.
Well, officially, the board is saying the AI system isn't intended to do away with the work of professional compliance officers. Okay. Instead, it is intended to save time, thus cutting the amount of work required by as much as 60%. That sounds like pretty much the same thing.
It does. If somebody cut my job by 60%. Yeah, I guess you make the AI watch it first, it flags up what it thinks, and then you just check out those moments.
I guess the theory behind it, being devil's advocate, is there is more content for them to rate.
Yeah, a lot more, I would think.
When you consider Netflix, and I think most of the other streamers are now signed up to the rating system that we use here. So they now suddenly aren't just having to rate cinema and home video releases. You've now got everything that's on the streamers. Well. Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of get the theory, but it's,
I wonder what the waiting time is. Like, once you finish your film, how long do you have to wait?
Yeah, that's a really interesting. I'd love to talk to someone from the BBFC, and that's how long does it take something to go through the process
once you've submitted your movie?
Yeah, because it's got to meet that release date that your studio's looking for or whatever.
That's interesting. I wonder what it is.
Yeah, the next phase of this project will see AI systems being trained to determine and assign international age ratings in conjunction with a tagging tool, with the idea that streaming service will be able to get age ratings for their content from multiple territories at once.
Okay.
So, yeah.
It's a good idea, I suppose. If you can use AI for good, do it. What we see is negative stuff about AI is going to kill us all in the next 5 years, but maybe use it for good instead.
What if it goes wrong though, and it rates, I don't know, Brazilian sex robots as suitable for all?
Well, nobody's ever died from a movie rating, have they? That's just good news.
News that you might think is good.
I've just said that.
Oh yeah. Apple TV has confirmed that they have renewed Silo for a second season.
Excellent.
This is before, I believe, the first season has finished.
I think there's a few weeks left yet.
Has finished broadcast.
It's great. I'm really enjoying it. It's coming out weekly on Apple TV.
Yeah.
I haven't seen last week's yet, so I've actually got 2 because it comes out on a Friday. I've got 2 to watch at the moment. But yeah, it's a really good show. Really interesting idea. So I'm happy that that's been renewed.
The showrunner of Silo, Graham Yost, says, "We cannot wait for audiences around the world to immerse themselves in the epic world we have created, to bring Hugh Howey's novels to life. Apple has believed in our vision from day one, and it is an honour to have the opportunity to dig deeper into this story and to peel back the layers of our characters in the Silo."
Excellent. Good news. It is a really good show. If you've not checked out Silo yet, it's like this dark dystopian drama series.
Snowpiercer in a tower.
Basically, yeah. So if you think you'll be into that sort of thing, then definitely check it out. That's really good.
Okay. Controversy.
Ooh.
In the United Arab Emirates.
Surely not.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah.
Has been blocked from release.
Oh, why?
It has fallen foul of the censors. Talking of more censor chat.
Was this AI screwed us over already?
It has failed to pass local censorship laws in the United Arab Emirates. Would you like to have a guess at why?
Something homophobic, I would guess.
You're not a million miles off.
Okay.
It in the background of one frame in this movie.
One frame?
Yep.
Right.
Is a Protect Trans Lives poster.
In the background of one frame. So, what are we talking? 60 frames a second, I would think.
Blink and you'll miss it moment.
Who's gone through it frame by frame and spotted that?
And
that's bullshit.
Yeah, it's been banned in the United Arab Emirates. It's fallen foul of the strict guidelines that say international content must adhere to local customs and values. This is particularly the case with films geared towards children, which most animated features are classified as. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Makes you wonder if you could just cut one frame out, if that's literally all it is. But
Onward and Lightyear were also both banned.
Yeah, they were.
There in the last couple of years. But yes,
Lightyear had a full-on lesbian couple in it.
Yeah.
Which is still wrong that they're banning for it, but that's you can see their reasoning there.
I mean, it sounds like you do really well to find this poster.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the movie. But yeah,
bullshit.
Gone.
Ridiculous. Still not seen it yet. I need to go and watch it. I loved the first one.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It was a great movie.
Yeah.
Any more? One more.
Yes, the final bit of news. Do you like Hugh Grant?
More so recently. I think
I think that's a fair answer.
Yeah, I think his career's kind of headed in my direction.
Do you like horror movies?
Yes.
Do you like A24?
Yes.
Because they're making a horror movie starring Hugh Grant.
Brilliant. I'm on board.
Hugh Grant.
Honestly, I think I'd watch anything A24 made at the minute.
Has signed up to star in Heretic.
Okay, good name.
Which is going to be produced by A24, and it is coming from writers Scott Beck and Brian Woods. They co-wrote A Quiet Place.
Nice.
And they were behind 65, which came out earlier this year.
Yeah, it didn't go down very well, I don't think.
Well, Heretic is the synopsis for that is that it focuses on two young women of faith who are lured into a cat and mouse game in the home of an eccentric man. Hugh Grant is playing the eccentric man.
Of course he is. I think that's a good role for Hugh Grant. He is an eccentric man. Good for him.
What I didn't realise, from having sort of gone down a bit of a rabbit hole on this, is that Hugh Grant will be next seen in cinemas this Christmas, also on the 15th of December. So you've got a choice. Do I go and watch Chicken Run 2, or do I go and watch Hugh Grant in playing an Oompa Loompa in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory prequel?
Wonka.
There's no need for that. I'll stick with Chicken Run 2, I think.
I'm going to go and watch Wonka, definitely. I definitely am. I'm intrigued by the idea of it.
It is directed by Paul King, to be fair,
Yes.
who directed Paddington 2. So.
And it's got Timothée Chalamet in it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to watch it.
Not part of Netflix's Roald Dahl
No.
deal, though.
How does that work? How has that happened?
So, I presume it predated that.
Wes Anderson's
Sign
having...
over.
Yeah, it does seem like it's been being made for a long time.
Yeah.
Wes Anderson's being forced to work with Netflix, but these guys are just going to make one.
Yeah, exactly. There's an absolute chaos out there in the world of Roald Dahl.
It really is, like 20,
Lawless.
30 years after he died. All the news done?
That's
good news.
I'm quite excited by that Hugh Grant horror.
Yeah, same. I mean...
I think he could... Seeing him do that creepy... Hey, yeah, go for it, mate.
Creepy, eccentric old man.
Yeah.
That's the sort of roles he should be playing these days.
Sure.
Yeah, and A24 can't put a foot wrong at the minute. They got all 6 Oscars this year, and all the main 6 Oscars this year. Since the Oscars I watched, there was Pearl that came out.
Yeah.
That's an A24 production. It was a really good film. I don't think they can put a foot wrong. So yeah, why would you not be looking forward to that if you're a horror fan or an A24 fan?
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever been a fan of a movie studio before, but I feel like I am at the minute.
Look, they're riding high.
Yeah, they seem to be.
Let's give that credit.
Yeah,
100%.
and they don't make boring traditional films. They're making things telling stories that nobody else is telling.
Sure.
And picking up unusual stories. It's great. It's just what the cinema world needs. Good for them.
Good.
Big A24 fans here. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I mean, I've watched some things. I don't know if I enjoyed any of them.
Okay, interesting. Same.
Eerily, I've now got to the point where you were last week with Fubar.
Oh yeah, where I gave up episode 4.
And not gone back.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I've watched up to now 4 episodes of Fubar.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I will go back.
That's exactly how I felt last week. That's really strange.
And it's also been a conversation point in the Discord this week, I've noticed.
Yeah.
And essentially I feel that I don't need 8 hours of this.
I think it was Ross who in the Discord said, why is this not just a 2-hour
movie?
dumb action movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel...
It feels stretched already.
It does.
And I'm halfway through.
Really, there's another 4 to go yet.
Yeah. It's like, it's not funny enough to sustain 8 episodes so far. And not actiony enough, and not... The story's not there.
It's not good enough at anything it's trying to do, is it?
Which doesn't say it's bad.
No.
Because I don't think it's bad.
No, it's not bad. It's just not... It's not
less
good
is
at
more,
anything.
People.
Yeah.
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 Talking of less is more.
Okay.
I also decided to go in on Avatar 2.
Right, interesting.
Which I watched over Friday and Saturday night last week. I was like, I'm on my own. Do you know what? I'm going to put that on Friday night. And I thought I'd watched about half of it. I was like, I'm too tired now. I need to go to bed. I still had an hour and 50 minutes left. I hadn't even got to halfway. And so I was like, no, I'm going to finish it. So I watched the second 2 hours of it on the Saturday night.
Wow.
And you know what? Look, I just don't understand. Again, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why it exists.
Agreed. I completely agree.
James Cameron has just made the same movie.
Yeah.
Again. But wetter.
I'm convinced those numbers are made up for Avatar 2. I'm convinced somebody's made those numbers up. Because I don't know anybody who's watched it, and the people who do know who have watched it haven't enjoyed it. So how's it made $2 billion? I don't understand.
And the plot is literally everyone's back because we downloaded them before they died off camera in the last movie.
Yeah.
So here you go. They're all in their blue bodies. And it's exactly the same. Man comes to try and exterminate everyone, but it's on water instead of the jungle. And it's 3.5 hours long.
Nah, not for me. Good for you for trying it, but...
And I really wanted to give it the chance. And I'm like, because of its, technologically it's momentous, and it's the second highest grossed movie of all time, or third, or however it ended up. And I just don't understand why it exists.
No, same.
And do you know what, as well? It does look good. It looks great in parts, but at no point did it wow me and I go, oh, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Because I know it's all fake.
Yeah. It's just green screen action.
Yeah.
Nothing's real.
I think I put in the Discord, I prefer real trees.
Yeah. Bring back real trees.
Yeah.
It's a campaign we should be doing. Did you see the news story this week about the sequels being delayed?
Yes.
Because I presume because of the writer's strike amongst other
Disney
things.
shifted everything
So
back.
Avatar 5, bearing in mind we've just had Avatar 2, Avatar 5 is now scheduled for release in December 2031.
Yeah.
Which means that Avatar came out when I was 28, and the fifth one will come out when I'm 50. That's insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane that he's managed to get 22 years out of 5 movies.
Yeah.
It's insane. If it ever comes.
Look, I understand.
But people are going to watch these movies. Obviously somebody's watching them.
Sure, I understand why James Cameron's done this, because he loves water.
Because he loves money.
Well, that's a byproduct, isn't it? But ever since Titanic, he's been all about
he does love
water.
Yeah.
diving.
He's been down to the Titanic.
I do not question the work that has gone into this and the technological advances required to make this look like it never looks shit.
No.
Water splashes where it should, and there are times you're like, that's incredible that they've done that.
Yeah, it's always been the hardest thing to do is animate water.
It's all generated, but it is just fake, and it's just, and the story's not good enough and the characters aren't strong enough
to justify
care about. I just don't understand Avatar. I'm sorry.
Do you think that any single one of the actors in this movie got wet at any point during the production?
Yeah, they must have done.
You reckon?
Yeah.
That there was water involved in.
I think there must have been. Yeah, because it's all water all the time after the first 45 minutes.
Right. Okay. We'll see. But yeah, 2031.
If you're telling me no one got wet in this movie, I'm going to get really angry.
I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. Also, who knows? Anything else?
That's all I've watched, I think.
I watched a movie this week.
Okay.
I watched a movie that on last week's show I said I would go and watch.
Oh, yes.
And I did. I watched The Mother.
It's now like it's finished its first 28 days. It's like seventh.
Sixth, I think. Sixth all
highest
time.
movie.
Yeah, sixth
ever
of all
in
time.
Netflix.
Yeah, it is indeed. It's rubbish.
We're not having a good week.
We're not having a good week. I thought it was
me.
incredibly dull. I don't think anybody was good in it, and I really didn't enjoy it.
Not even any good action?
Not particularly, no.
Okay.
I barely remember it, if I'm honest. It's gone straight out of my head. I don't understand why it's getting so many numbers that it's getting. It's all about the Netflix marketing. Netflix could market anything into that top 10, I reckon, if they tried hard enough.
I pretty much think so, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what they've done here. And I didn't enjoy it at all. I thought it was terrible. End. I do need to thank you for something else that I've watched.
Okay.
I took on a recommendation that you made last week.
Right.
I started Feel Good.
Oh, yeah.
The Mae Martin and Charlotte Ritchie
what did you
sitcom.
think?
I've done the first series and half of the second series.
Yeah.
I think it's magnificent.
Something else,
It's
isn't it?
really, really
Quite
good.
powerful.
It's really powerful. It's really hard hitting.
Yeah.
I'd hesitate to even call it a sitcom.
Yeah, I know.
It's fun. It is funny in parts just because those two women are hilarious. But yeah, it's pretty deep, pretty dark. I love it. I think it's great, and I really thank you for turning me on to it.
No problem.
Thank you for turning me on. Great, yeah.
Here to
So
serve.
that's pretty much all I've watched this week. So I've been watching that.
Yeah,
And
forget
then
about all
spare
the other stuff we talked about. Go watch that instead.
Yeah. Don't watch Avatar 2. Just watch. What you probably get all the series done in the same time.
Yeah,
so
easily.
just watch Feel Good on Netflix with Mae Martin and Charlotte Ritchie.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a really good film. Talking of film, should we do the top 10?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Have a look, see what's in there. The British top 10 of
Sure.
films this week is still highly dominated by Harry Potter.
Oh, let's not do that then.
So we're not going to do that. So I think we'll do the global top 10 of movies. But
Fine.
we'll start with the TV top 10 in the UK.
Okay,
Yeah?
sounds sensible.
Sounds
to me.
sensible?
Yeah.
Only because that's the page I'm currently on.
Okay.
So that's why we're starting there.
I'm fine with that.
Number 10 in the top 10 TV shows in the UK currently is Selling Sunset.
Oh, it's a staple.
It
What
is.
can you say?
It always seems to be there.
6 seasons of that.
There is, yeah. Craziness. Number 9 is The Days,
Okay.
which is the dramatized retelling of the Fukushima disaster in Japan. I think it's about my tongue's gone. Apparently, it's very good. A couple of people I know have watched it. I will get to that at some point.
I would imagine, given Netflix's track record with that sort of thing, it is very slick.
I think it's Netflix's.
polished.
Let's have a go at Chernobyl.
Yeah.
And see what happens. Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story is at number 8.
It's sticking around the
It's
charts.
Sticking around the charts. 6 weeks in the top 10. That is now.
Excellent.
Inside Man is at number 7. That is the David Tennant BBC drama.
Yes.
that Netflix helped produce. A lot of people I know are watching that.
Watching it through Netflix
Yeah.
rather than when it was out on the BBC
Yeah.
previously. That's interesting.
Seems to have had a second life.
Yeah.
A lot of people are telling me to watch it. So
I wouldn't even know when or where. I just don't watch normal TV, so
No, I don't,
I
so
wouldn't have.
I
It
don't
wouldn't
know
have
when
been
it was
in
on.
my orbit.
No, I don't know when it was on
Sorry.
BBC. There was a period where David Tennant was doing a lot of that sort of roles
Yeah.
on the BBC and ITV, so I assume it was in that sort of era. Number 6 is The Ultimatum, Queer Love, Season 1.
Okay.
Any idea what that is?
No, but there's always a love-based reality
assume it's
show
a reality,
in the Netflix
yeah.
top 10.
I assume
It has
it's a
to be. It's
reality.
the law.
Assume it's a reality TV show. Talking of reality TV shows, Fake Profile Season 1. I don't know if that's reality. or
Okay.
not. It looks dramatic. Don't know what it is. Never even heard of it.
I'm not interested.
Nor me.
Sort of social media-based show.
Manifest Season 4. This is the end of Manifest.
It is.
Final.
I still find it
Final,
strange that none of the previous seasons are on Netflix UK.
Yes, that is strange. So it was. Who was making it originally?
I don't know.
Somebody was making it originally. It got cancelled.
Netflix don't have the rights in the UK for the first
Three seasons. They brought it back, didn't they, to finish the story off? Yeah. And this is their conclusion to that story. Yes. I watched the first season. I thought this is trying to be Lost, and it's not doing a very good job of it, so I didn't watch the rest of it.
Right.
My brother carried on. He's watched it all now. He says it's the most batshit thing he's ever seen.
Cool.
It's all about Noah's Ark and things like that. It's
really?
It's crazy. Yeah.
Sounds a bit
Left Behind.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it is a little bit.
It's a bit rapturous.
He's begging me to go and watch it all, so maybe I will at some point.
If you can find where the rest
If I
of it
can
is.
find where the rest of it is. And number 3 is Arnold, a limited series.
This is a 3-part Schwarzenegger documentary.
Yes, it is. I worked with somebody who's a very big Arnold fan, and he said it's very good.
I do fancy my chances more of finishing the documentary than Fubar.
Agreed. Talking of Fubar, number 2 in the charts this week is Fubar. That's now been out for 3 weeks and is still at number 2 in the charts, so somebody's enjoying it. Just not me and you. And number 1 is Never Have I Ever season 4.
Oh, it's a good show.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Mindy Kaling's baby, that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's funny.
Is she in it?
Does she pop up in one of the first 3 series?
Probably.
I think she does, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never watched it. Do you watch it then?
I have watched most of them.
Cool.
My wife is an avid fan.
Okay.
I've not watched every single one.
Well, it's come out this week and it's gone straight into number 1, knocked Fubar off. So
But I like what I've
off
seen
as
of
well.
it.
Good. Good.
But, yeah.
So there's your Netflix top 10 of TV in the UK. Let's do a global top 10 of film, shall we?
Let's do it.
This could be fun.
It is because when you're taking the global view of Netflix,
Yeah, you never know
could
what's
be
going to pop
fricking anything in there.
Yeah. Talking of which, a film called The Choice is at number 10, starring Benjamin Walker and Teresa Palmer.
Absolute household names
Are they?
in their own household.
I've never heard of either of them or that film. Number 9 is Grown Ups 2.
Got to be an Adam Sandler film in there.
Got to be an Adam Sandler film in there, and there is. Number 8 is The Company Men.
Okay.
It's got a cast. Look at that picture.
It's Batfleck,
Batfleck.
Costner,
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Some others. Again, never heard of it. Number 7, the Angry Birds movie.
Okay.
So random. Number 6, We're the Millers.
Sure, why not?
Jennifer Aniston movie from 15 years ago, probably.
Maybe 10. I'm not
Maybe
sure.
10. Will Poulter was quite young in that picture. Number 6 is The Boss Baby.
That's number 5.
Number 5, sorry, The Boss Baby. I need a boss who's a baby. Is that the original? Looks like
Yes.
the original.
Yeah.
That's quite old as well now then. Number 4, The Mother. Terrible movie. Don't watch it.
8.36 million hours watched this week.
This week, worldwide. Number 3 is Abduction.
It's a Taylor Lautner
Looks
action
like it, doesn't
movie.
it?
He's
It's
all actioning.
sliding down some window or something in that picture.
What happened to him?
Don't know.
No, me neither.
What did
Let's
happen
move
to
on.
Number 2 is Shooter, starring Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, classic. Classic Wahlberg movie.
12.77 million hours this week.
It's not bad.
Which countries are watching that? Can't even see it. Oh, there we go. Oh, mostly in the Americas. The Americas. It's not even on Netflix UK. And number 1 is Prisoners.
That's a good movie.
Is it? I don't know. Have I
Yeah.
seen that?
I don't know.
I don't think I have. 13.8 million viewing hours this week. Jake Gyllenhaal, is that?
Yeah, and Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. That's number 1 in the Netflix top 10 global worldwide charts this week.
Good.
It's done really well in Bolivia.
Good. I'm sure they'll be delighted. Residual checks on the way.
I'm sure they will.
Pesos full. Bags of pesos coming their way.
Right, I think we're pretty much done. We just need to do a real talk, shall we?
Oh, we do.
Headline the show with a real talk.
Sure.
What was this week's real talk question?
Which movie would you like to experience again for the first time?
Yeah. As if you'd never seen it before,
Sure.
what do you want to watch? What do you want to be watching?
Yeah.
Did we get any answers in the Discord?
Most probably.
Are you going to?
I mean, we
open them
definitely
and find
did.
out? While you're doing that, shall I read the one we got on Instagram?
Yes, please.
So we got a response on Instagram from twisted_crawlers.
Love that guy.
I love him.
Or girl.
It's a guy.
Okay.
I am torn between Back to the Future
Nice.
or Terminator 2.
Ooh.
Back to the Future because of the magic of time travel and the reliance on pop culture.
Okay.
Okay. And T2 for the action-packed visuals that were far ahead of its time. Good
I
answers.
remember, just as a slight riff on that, Back to the Future Part 2, I remember being like, the cliffhanger at the end of that, being like, oh,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. And I do, one of my earliest cinema memories was my dad taking me to watch Back to the Future Part 3 in a cinema.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. When I must have been about 8.
Yeah, what year would that have come out?
89 or 90.
Yeah, so it would have been
Yeah.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
Good, cool story.
Thanks. Anyway, not my answer, but a good. I agree.
Good.
I say not my answer.
You've not even got an answer.
I'll
yet.
come up with something. I'll do it on the night. So Ross Cook in the Discord says it's a tough one,
It is a tough question.
and he's got several honourable mentions before he gets to his official choice. So
It's not like Ross.
he is giving honourable mentions to RRR,
Okay.
which I thought may feature,
Because it does. He tries to shoot into every single question we ask.
and Margin Call, which I'm not familiar with.
I don't know margin call.
Okay, fine. But his official choice,
Yeah.
interestingly, because I think he's not a million miles away from mine this week. His official choice is Avatar, the first one, because
that is interesting.
when it came out, he was working at a cinema. So it actually says, I saw it for the first time bit by bit,
Ah, okay.
piece by piece.
Yeah.
You know,
So he doesn't have
over
that
several
experience of
showings.
sitting watching it over time.
Yeah, it says, when I saw it properly, I was sat in rubbish seats. So I'd like to watch it to see if it was the right situation, would I like it?
Oh, interesting.
It says,
Okay.
I doubt it, but basically his view of Avatar is sort of
skewed.
by those experiences.
That's an interesting way to answer the question. I like that.
Yeah.
Margin Call, by the way, is a 2011 film starring Zachary Quinto and Stanley Tucci about the 2008 banking crisis.
Okay.
That's
I
great.
quite like those people. I'm actually tempted. I'm not familiar with it. Samuel Holland in a Discord says, I missed seeing Interstellar in cinemas, so that would be my answer. I'd like to go and see it in IMAX and be blown away.
Yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't be surprised if Interstellar got some sort of IMAX re-release at some point in the future. That's the sort of thing IMAX do.
The Nolan Film Festival, that's got to be a thing, surely.
Interstellar's a good film.
Wayne in the Discord says, I'm going to say The Prestige. One of my favourite films, and I think the twists are incredible. To see them afresh and to be blown away by them again would be perfect.
Good answer. Good film.
Alex in the Discord says, Parasite, please.
Good.
One of the only films I've gone into knowing nothing at all about what I was going to see. I would love to do that again with the amazing payoff.
Parasite is a wonderful movie.
Yeah.
What a wonderful film that is.
Yeah, a few people seconding Parasite as a great shout. Smileyton in a Discord has said, really difficult one. Kind of ruled out movies with a twist. So, you know, watching it again for the initial shot.
That's interesting because that's how I was looking at it.
Yeah.
That's how I was looking at the question, thinking you want that initial oomph again.
Sure. And his answer is narrowed it down to 3 answers.
Okay.
I guess I'm not okay with this because it's technically one story, and that's the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
That's
a long
basically
movie if
one
you watch
big
them all
long
together.
movie. Yeah.
I saw them all at the first time at the cinema, knowing not much about the story, and for me it was pre-internet days. No chance of spoilers. I'd love the experience again, to be blown away by the visuals and the story.
Good. Yeah, good answers. I like it.
I think one answer.
Okay.
Can I go back in time? Am I allowed the ability to time travel to
As
before
in-
I was born?
Yes. Well, yeah, because I assume you've seen this movie.
Yeah.
And you want to see it for the first time again. Doesn't matter when it came out.
Okay. Cool. Because I'd like to see Star Wars in a cinema
Oh, okay. You want that experience of the time
when it came out.
Yeah.
When it was fucking hell, where's that massive spaceship coming from?
Yeah.
When everyone says oh my god, it just comes overhead and there's lasers and what the hell is this
So
thing?
you basically want to forget everything you know about cinema and start with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
Just to see
fine.
if it's that amazing and not know about being
all-
born later
all the
about
bullshit that
special
came
effects
afterwards
and
stuff.
yeah.
You just want that experience.
Yeah.
I like it.
So
Mine-
if I could have a time machine as well, that's my choice.
My answer's very similar, actually. It's for the same reasons, although it was released during my lifetime.
Okay.
I'd like the experience of seeing Jurassic Park for the first time again.
Okay.
Because
You love dinosaurs.
I love Jurassic Park. And that moment where that shouldn't have, what they did in that movie at that time in 93 shouldn't have been possible to do and they did it, and it blew my mind at the time when I was like, what, 12, 11? And I'd like that experience of having my mind blown all over again of like, how are these dinosaurs on the screen?
Sure.
Because I knew at the time that this was like amazing, but you never know like how groundbreaking Jurassic Park was. I also give an honourable mention to Fight Club, I think, because I don't remember the first time I saw Fight Club.
I saw it on a video.
Mine would have been on video as well.
Yeah.
So I would like the experience of like sitting down and thinking I'm going to watch this movie again.
I'd like to see that at the cinema because,
yeah,
I mean, I'm fairly confident in saying this was not just limited to this country, but Fight Club did not make much of a dent over here cinematically.
It's definitely grown with age, hasn't it?
And had that cult following came through with, it had a snazzy DVD, it had menus, DVD even was in its infancy, and that's where it found its life over here. And I don't think it did commercially that well in the States either.
No, I don't think it did. I
think watching that in the cinema is a good shout.
Yeah, I would love to see Fight Club in the cinema. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
I was going to say things like The Shining and The Shawshank Redemption would be great as well. But I got the opportunity to see those in the cinema during COVID when nothing was coming out, so they were re-releasing stuff. So I've had that experience of watching them again.
Yeah, on like a David Finch theme as well. I think, again, being too young for it when it was released at the cinema, but I'd love to have seen Seven in a packed cinema.
Yeah.
And to have been part of that when, with all the various twists and the surprise ending to that. I think that would have been a pretty cool experience.
I remember the first time I saw Seven and thinking, I didn't enjoy that very much. But maybe because of the situation it was in.
You already maybe knew
something about it and whatever. So I always don't think of Seven on the same level as other people do.
Yeah.
But yeah, to get that first experience again of that and have that like experience to see that movie like it was supposed to be seen would be great.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know what? I would have almost put money on the fact you were going to nominate Saw.
I did think about it, and Smileyton actually mentioned it to me, and I was like, oh, that's not a bad answer actually. But yeah, again, would be great to see it again. Yeah. I vividly remember going to watch. I've seen all of the Saw movies in the cinema, so I vividly remember going to see it. I remember the first time I ever saw a poster for Saw. There was a poster on a railway bridge near where we live.
Okay.
And I was like, what the hell is that? Because it's just a blue poster with Saw in red and a foot on the poster. And I remember thinking, what on earth is that? And looking it up and then going to watch Saw on opening night because of that poster. So if any of the real talk questions are which posters inspired you to see a film, it would be Saw, 100%.
We'll bank that one for a future week. Maybe. What's the best movie poster is actually a really good real talk.
Get it on the list.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's it. I think we've covered all of that. I think that's
brilliant. I really enjoyed that.
Me too. If you want to get involved in that, head over to our socials, head over to our Discord.
Yeah, you'll see some point at the start of the week. You'll see
the posters. The poster goes
real talk.
And, the week's real talk is released into both. Usually goes into the Discord first because it's easier in there.
Yeah.
Right, I think we've done a wave.
Brilliant.
What movie are we watching this week, Nick?
Come back to this very feed on Thursday as we are talking about Freaks. You're one of us.
Yeah. That's the name of the movie. That's not one next time. Yeah, it's a German movie.
Yeah. Sci-fi? No, superhero.
Superhero movie.
Yeah.
That's a genre now, isn't it?
Sure. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a German superhero movie. Reluctant superhero movie, I would say.
Okay, fine. I'd say one was reluctant.
One was reluctant. Well, reluctant?
No, it's not. I don't think
I like it. That means reluctant would be to imply to be reluctant again. Cool, yeah, so come back to this very feed on Thursday. We will talk to you for about an hour on Freaks. You're one of us. And yeah, do that. And we'll be back on Thursday.
Cheers.
Bye.